Now, are there, kind of going back, there were two things in my head I was thinking about when you were talking just about that. Are there time limits that people can stay there? Is there a limit? Is it just?
Not unless they're court ordered.
Okay.
If it's a voluntary, anywhere from 30 days to a year. My recommendation is always a year.
Yeah.
Just so you know, I'm a recovered alcoholic and recovered addict myself.
Okay.
And I spent a year and a half in a recovery home. So they do work. If you follow the rules, if you maintain a structured plan, this works.
Okay.
It's been proven. I'm one of the ones that
Right.
made it through. And we have a lot of success stories. Our success rate is right now running about 95%.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Very
that recover.
impressive, yeah.
Yes, and if they just do what they're told, you know, it's simple things. Follow rules.
Right.
Do your chores. Make your beds.
Yeah.
Go to meetings. Go to AA or NA meetings.
Okay.
Or any 12-step meeting, but primarily those. And just don't pick up.
Yeah.
Don't pick up. And find a belief system that works for you.
Okay. Now, are most of the men and women, are they coming from addiction, like of drugs and alcohol? Is it typically what their background is?
Yes, what we're finding out now, Melissa, is that the person coming in now is what we call co-occurring, dual-diagnosed
Okay.
substance abuse disorder. The person coming in today used to, in the old days, would come in was just a skid row, maybe alcoholic that was just down and out. Now we've gotten lawyers, we get doctors, we get nurses, I got a couple of CEOs of corporations.
Really?
We've had all walks, we've had janitors, so we've had them in all, school people. We've had all the people of all walks come in. And it has no boundaries, addiction doesn't.
Sure. Okay. Do you want to kind of mention or tell us about some of the success stories?
Well, what comes to mind, I guess, is what I always talk about is Larry Turner. Larry Turner came to us in about 4 years ago, and he came with, just walked up to the Cooley House with a t-shirt and a pair of pants, a pair of jeans that didn't fit, and he was a sight 6'4", and no money, no nothing, just a GM pension that he was ready to lose. Larry's turned his life around, and he spent a year and a half, well, almost 2 years with the Cooley House.
Oh, really?
He went on to be staff, he went on to be a co-director, and he left, got his pension back, married, has a new baby, just doing really well. We're very proud of Larry Turner and his wife, as well as Tarina, that's in recovery herself. And another one is Dawn.
Okay.
Dawn is a lady that had her child taken away from her due to her addiction. And she spent 9 months with us in one of our first women's homes. And she got on staff. And Dawn has just turned her life around. She now has her child back. She's living on her own. And she's got a good family support. Family support is important in this, very important if they have it.
Sure.
So these are two success stories of Doorway Recovery, but there's many. But these are the ones that stand out.
Okay. Just before we started, I had mentioned that the show on BH1, that
Sober Living.
the Sober Living, and that is that pretty full? Is that not really? Is that the power of editing that we see compared to?
Mark? It's pretty much the power of editing. It's
Yeah.
nothing like that. Women and men living
like that.
together is a disaster waiting to happen in early recovery. My opinion. I mean, it's TV, it's TV stuff, and it's California, and
Right.
I love Dr. Drew. I think he's a great person for rehab, but for recovery homes, it's a different story.
Yeah.
Because you're living it now. When you're in a rehab, you're in a safe environment. That type of thing that's going on out there is it's kind of like it's just not quite what we experience. No.
Okay. Do you think too it's on a level because they're celebrities, or?
As an example, if you use Doorway to Recovery any type of narcotics or street drugs, you can't stay there. They'll escort you to a hospital or get you taken there. My son comes over and does random checks on the houses and does random drug drops. You have to leave. There's no fraternizing. There's no kissing or hugging or touching, because men have to stay in men's houses. women have to stay in women's houses, and when we do meet together, there's none of that going on.
Okay.
But I like watching it. It's a fun show to watch.
It's fun in the
In a
not
crazy
so
way. Yeah,
good
in
way.
a
It's
crazy
one of
way.
those things that you cannot not watch.
Right. And,
You know?
and honestly, I've gotten some ideas from it.
Yeah.
You know, I've had Dr. Drew on the show.
Okay.
Not personally, but he's made a phone call in.
Okay.
And to wish us well and to, you know, tell us that Doorway to Recovery is doing is a good thing. And so, you know, he understands stuff, but it's Hollywood. It's what they do out there. And,
Right.
but it's the real stuff it's a little different.
Different.
Than Doorway to Recovery.
What is your website? People want to get a hold of you.
TheDoorwayToRecovery.com.
Okay.
It's TheDoorway2TO Recovery.com.
Okay. And then you have 800 number 877-751-7925.
That's our 24-hour answering service,
Okay.
which can reach Mark or myself. We also have an intake coordinator named Valerie Davis that can be reached too. But we do have a full staff.
Okay.
And we have an office where we'll bring them in, do an intake, we'll do an assessment, and we'll get them set up in one of the houses as quickly as possible.
Okay.
All they got to do is make that call and have a sincere desire to want to start their walk in recovery.
Wonderful. Well, you have a great organization
Thank you.
that you've started. I think it's fantastic. And I know this is a good thing, but there really should be more. There should be more organizations like yours.
Yes, you know,
Especially here.
if I just want to say to the folks that are listening, if a recovery house does come in your community, that it's not what people think. These are not the type of homes, especially with Doorway to Recovery,
Right.
that anybody has to worry about. These are good working people.
Right.
These folks have good jobs. Some of them have had drunk driving. Some of them have been caught, you know, smoking, maybe some marijuana, something. I don't have heavy felons in the homes. I don't have anybody that's done any hard time. These are just folks trying to get back on their feet and get their life straightened around. So
Yep.
I hope everybody can keep an
understand
open
that.
mind of that if we happen to come your way.
Very much. Well, thank you both for coming on the show. I appreciate
Thank
it.
you, Melissa.
Thank you.
And again, I want to thank you for watching this episode of Community Connection. If you know of an organization that would like to be featured, please contact me at 248-473-2840 or by web www.swagstudios.com. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time. Run the credits.